All right, this is the Algebra 1, Lesson 1, Part 2 video. The Part 2 is this second part of the Lesson 1 that has a worksheet attached to it. So you'll see here, it's really just a short worksheet. There's some problems where we're doing adding or subtracting of polynomials. So I want to look real quick back at the lesson here and just talk to you about what we're really doing. Because what we're really doing is we're doing combine like terms. So this would be something we did in previous lessons of algebra. So I'm going to kind of talk through what I think is kind of the most straightforward way of doing this, which is we're going to take these expressions and we are going to rewrite them, and then we're going to basically do combining like terms. So in my first example, I have a squared minus 2b plus 7ab plus 4a squared minus 2ab plus 3b. Now, in these situations, actually, when I'm adding polynomials, I really don't need the parentheses. I can just simply drop these parentheses and keep all of these plus or minus signs the same. And then now what I'm left with is a collecting or combining like terms problem. So you should be pretty familiar with this. We did this in previous lessons, but just to remind you, you want to look for things that are the same type of variable ending or same as in terms of being constant. So you can see I'm using different colors here to show the different terms that are going to go together. So here in blue, I have my a squared terms. This is going to be 1a squared. There's an imaginary 1 right there, plus 4a squared. So together, those are going to make 5a squared. So I'm combining these to make 5a squared. I'm looking at the green that I did, negative 2b plus 3b. So negative 2 plus 3. So those are going to make plus 1b. Oops, not squared. Sorry about that. Plus 1b, or really is just plus b. And then lastly, my ab terms are going to come together, and they're going to make 7ab minus 2ab. 7 minus 2 is 5ab. And that's actually it. So that's what you're doing here in these problems, is you're just combining like terms. So number 2 is very similar, actually easier in some ways. So first thing I'm going to do is rewrite the whole expression without the parentheses. 6x squared plus 4 plus 7x squared minus 1. Then I'm going to go through and I'm going to mark everything up. Those two terms are both x squared terms. They go together. These are both constant terms, so they go together. So the 6x squared and the 7x squared, those are going to be combined. That's going to make 13x squared. And then looking at the purple ones, we have 4 minus 1. That's going to be plus 3. And so that would be the final answer. Now, those are pretty straightforward when you're just adding. When you do subtraction, there's a little bit of an extra thing you need to do, which is that you need to realize that this entire parentheses is being subtracted. So I'm subtracting both of these terms. So it means when I go to rewrite, I want to do it this way. Again, the first term is going to stay the same, but then I'm going to do minus 2y squared and minus 3. So in a sense, I'm distributing that negative or that minus sign. Then again, the same process. Find all of my like terms. 3y squared minus 2y squared is 1y squared, or just y squared. 7 minus 3 is 4. That's it. Let's look at one more. Well, we're going to rewrite the expression 2a squared plus 6, and then we're going to distribute this negative to all three of those. So let's see what happens. Minus minus, well, that's going to become plus 3a squared minus 4a plus 2. So you see here, this negative ended up changing the sign of each term in that parentheses. Now I'm ready to find like terms. I have a squared and a squared here. I have 6 and 2. Those are both constant terms. And then I have this one that's left over. I have this a term. So my 2a squared plus 3a squared makes 5a squared. Since there's nothing to go with 4a, I'm just going to rewrite that one. And then I'm going to combine 6 and 2 to make 8. That's pretty much it. So you can see this is more or less reviewing combining like terms with just this added step of either dealing with the parentheses and the addition up here or distributing the negative on numbers 3 and 4. And so that should take care of what you need for your worksheet here. So don't worry about the different methods. Just do whatever way you're most comfortable with. And that is it for lesson 1.